Bebe Winans. And listen, I have him on the line right now. What's going on?
I'm living in his promises.
Listen, now I just can't speak lightly. I didn't do a long introduction for time's sake, but I don't think you guys heard me. I am on the line with a legend and a staple to the gospel community. Now, he has a new song that we've been spinning for some time, but he has made so many marks in this gospel industry. How does it feel? I don't feel right calling you BB. I feel like I have to say Mr. Winans. How does it feel to be still relevant in this industry after so many years?
Well, you know what? I honestly don't even think about being relevant. I really just feel as if this is my calling and my purpose. And as each day that I wake up, I believe there's another purpose behind that. So I just keep reaching for those things that are ahead of us. So I think if you do that, you really don't worry about being relevant. You just really concerned about doing what God has planned for you to do. So I'm excited for what's happening and what's going to happen on tomorrow.
Man, listen, you've done so many things in the gospel industry. Right now, most recently, though, you have a production about your life, the Bebe Winans stories, that's been traveling all over the country, and it's been getting some rave reviews. How was that experience of, writing the play and traveling with it? How has it been so far?
It has been absolutely humbling, to be very honest with you. I have been writing this for the last 10 years. So it was something that I took my time in doing, and I'm very proud of what has happened. But if I could put it this way, I'm not surprised at what God does. If you take what you have and you place it in His hands, and then you step back with faith and you watch what He does, and it's been marvelous. It really has been absolutely unbelievable, and it's just the beginning.
Man, and I know it has to be a good feeling to see some of your peers I've been seeing on social media come out and support and say how good it is.
It's always wonderful to get a little pat on the back from your peers. But to be honest, though, what's been surprising to me is those who know me and have been knowing me for a long time, they walk away from the musical saying, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And so a lot of people who know me and my sister's music and my brother's music, they have no idea about our life. And so it just gives the audience, whether you know me or not, a look into our upbringing, and people are surprised because, put it like this: if it wasn't for Jim and Tammy Faye Baker of PTL, there would be no BB and CC.
And I understand you guys weren't even originally trying to be a duo, right? It just kind of happened.
No, we weren't. We were not a duo. Matter of fact, we had a group back home in Detroit, and so it was just like, hey, we'll be back in a couple of years to pick up where we left off. And then Jim put us together as a duet, and for one song. And after a while, we looked at each other and said, do you feel what I feel? And it's like, yeah. Oh, my gosh, how do we go back home and tell them that this group is disbanding? It's just BB and CC now. Which was kind of hard, but we knew it was something that God had planned.
Man, and we've interviewed Cece about a month ago, and she said one of the biggest things when you guys are traveling was having to always say that you guys aren't married, but that you're just brother and sister. People.
And people still ask that same question. Where's your wife?
But listen, I want to fast forward. I know we don't have a lot of time. So listen, the play is out, but he promised. We've been spinning this single for a while. Tell us about this single, how it came about. How do you feel about hearing this?
Man, I'm so excited about this song because it's simple. But to me, it is so, it has the answer and an antidote to what every believer needs to know, that God has promised us so many things, and His promises are true. but his promises are null and void if we don't believe. And so I just want everyone to know when they hear this record that his promises are right there at the door of your heart. But all you got to do is believe it. So because if you don't believe it, then you're wasting not only your time, but you're wasting God's time. You know, if you don't believe that he loves you, if you don't believe that he's on your side, if you don't believe that he has made a way out of no way, then you're stuck. And all we have to do is believe. And I'm telling you, with this musical and through my personal journey with this musical, I have seen God's promises come true because I started to really believe that he is whom he say he is.
Wow, that's awesome in itself. And he promises a part of a compilation, right? Of the story.
Yes. It is I finished the album and we'll release it probably in September. But some of the singers that's on the album, for instance, I just got finished listening to the first song, which is the first song in the musical, but it's sang by Tremaine Hawkins.
Oh, wow.
Called Time to Get Spiritual.
Wow.
Ooh, Lady Tremaine, where's that song? But it's time, and that song is so important as well, because if we don't rise to that spiritual level in our minds and in our hearts and in our walk, then God can't do those miracles that we read about Daniel in the lion's den and the 3 Hebrew boys in the front. God is still that same God. And so it's time for our level of thinking to rise to that occasion where we see God work miracles.
Wow. Well, listen, before I let you go, people have been hitting me up when they found out I was interviewing you. And some people, we're here in the Midwest, was all wondering, I know you've been in the East Coast and the West Coast with it. Do you guys have any plans to bring it this way?
Oh, we're gonna travel the world, but looks like the next stop is Broadway.
Oh, wow.
Broadway. So we are inviting everybody. We may stop off in Boston for 2 weeks, but after that, it's Broadway. And so we're excited. And we believe God from the get-go that he's a big God. So we're inviting everybody, come on and see us on Broadway.
Well,
Make
listen,
your reservations.
You heard it. It's going to be on Broadway. Before we let you go, everybody that we talk to, we ask them 4 questions. It's something called the lightning round. And you just say the first thing that comes off. You ready?
You got it.
Okay, so the first thing is, out of all your siblings, who would you say you talk to the most?
Well, that was Ronald before he left me and went to glory. At this point, it is Marvin.
Marvin, all right. So listen, second question. What a song, either new that's been out or something that's been down the years, that you wish you would have recorded or wrote? What's a big song?
That I wish I would have recorded or wrote?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's a big one. I would say Vashawn Mitchell, Nobody Greater.
Interesting enough, I hate to keep referencing your sister, but she said Joy by Vashawn Mitchell when I asked her the same exact thing. So interesting. So question number 3, who would you have to say, you've collaborated with a lot of people and worked with a lot of people, but if there's somebody that time and money wasn't an issue, who would you work with in the industry?
In the industry, I would say, you probably won't believe this one, but Barbra Streisand.
Oh, wow. That's an icon, a musical icon,
yes.
A musical icon.
Yes.
And last question, will we get a BB and CC record in the next 10 years?
What was that question?
Will we get another BB and CC record in the next 10 years?
I've learned never to say never. But when we did the Steel album, I looked at Cece, I said, now you know this is it. And she said, boy, don't say that. I said, I'm serious. And we haven't since then, but I've learned never to say never, so who knows?
Who knows? Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Tell everybody before you go, once again, how they can keep in contact with you, your social media and all of that.
I don't have many, but it's simply Bebe Winans at .net. You can keep in touch exactly where we're going, and bornforthis.com. You can keep up with me and know where we're going from here.